Well, hi y'all, Cousin Ralph here. Hope you're doing well. I haven't seen you for a while. Been busy fishing. Yep, where would you go my fishing? Yep. Well, you know, I guess Cousin Ian had a good time there in Winnipeg, visiting with all his fellow YouTube creator. Yep, yeah, he told me he had a good time. And there was a fellow there named Scott. He said he wanted to see more of me. I don't know how much more of me he wants to see. I don't got no picture of me in the Speedo, so that ain't gonna work. So this is all you get there, buddy. Darn dentures. Yeah, if you even tried using waterproof glue and they just still don't stay in place, but what are you gonna do, huh? Oh, well, you know. Anyway, I was in a cafe there in Leckerton the other day and heard a couple of guys talking about some new golf and country club they got down in Bonneville. And I didn't know what they were talking about. Never heard such a thing before in my life. But the guy said he was going the next day for his tea time. And I thought, well, I know the English, they have tea time every afternoon, and that involves some good food. So I thought, well, that sounds promising. And he said, yeah, he was going to check out their new links. I thought, well, it must be kind of like some kind of zoo, because I know they have links in the zoo. And so I thought, well, I might just head on down there to Bonneville and check them out myself, because I like wildcats. So I jumped in my rig and I headed down there, and he said he had an 8:45 a.m. tea time. Well, I thought, well, I must be drinking like English breakfast tea or something like that. So anyway, I headed down there, found this place, and well, it was some kind of weird place. They had all this grass, and there was kind of nice grass, and then there was longer grass, and then there were places like the grass was like a carpet. It had a flagpole sticking in the middle of it. I didn't know. I never seen nothing like it in my life. But anyway, I went over there and I saw these guys that had been in the cafe up there in Leckerton. So I went over to them and I said, what you guys up to? And they said, well, we're about ready to play golf. I said, oh, really? And they said, yeah, you ever played? And I said, no, never really understood what it was all about. And they said, well, it's a pretty simple game. They said, you take a club and you hit the ball until you put it in a little hole by the flag. And I thought, well, that's kind of weird. Why would you want to do that? Yeah, he asked me if I'd like to learn. And I said, well, I guess I'd give it a try. And he said, well, you tag along with us and you can pick up some pointers. So I thought, well, that's okay. Well, one fellow, his name, well, he told me his name was Doug, but the other guys, they kept calling him Duffer. So I don't know if his name was Doug Duffer or and that was, I don't know. Anyway, they all called him Duffer. So anyway, I tagged along with him, and I got there up there, and they said this was a tee-off area. Tee off? They're going to get teed off? Well, I don't want to be around a bunch of angry old guys. So I said, what is teed off about? And they said, no, we're not teed off. We're going to tee off. And I don't follow you. I'm lost. I don't get what you're talking about. They said, well, we're gonna take the ball and we're gonna smack it from here, and you see way down the end there, you see the pin? Well, I was looking and I don't see no pin. I remember my grandma and my mama, they had pins they used for sewing. And I thought, well, that's too small for me to see from here. And I thought, well, maybe it's like bowling. So I was looking for a bowling pin, but I couldn't see no bowling pin. And I said, well, I don't see no pin. And they said, you see that pole down there with a flag on it? And I said, well, yeah, I see that flagpole. And they go, well, that's the pin. I said, well, why don't you just call it the flagpole? And he said, well, beats me, but it's called the pin, and that's what we call it. So there. Okay, if that's what you're going to call it. Well, I followed them around for a few holes, and they were driving around these little electric cars. Kind of cute. I kind of like them. And they kept smacking these balls around, and they put them in the hole. On the third hole, old Duffer, he got an eagle. Yeah, he smacked that ball off the, what they call it, the tee, and he hit that thing so hard it sliced right through all the foliage, and it knocked that birdie right out of the tree. That poor eagle, he just went thunk, hit the ground pretty hard. But I guess it didn't hurt him too bad, because after a while he kind of shook himself off and flew away. So anyway, I pointed out to the guy that, I said, maybe if you don't hit the ball quite so hard, you know, things like that wouldn't happen. Well, he got teed off. He did. He was just hollering and hooting, and he used language I ain't heard since my old grandpappy, the dock worker, quit coming home. Never wondered what happened to him, but oh well. Anyway, he cussed and sweared and stomped, and he says, well, if you think you're so smart, you do it. I said, well, I'll give her a try. So I took that little white ball they gave me, and I stuck it on one of those little wooden peg things they gave me, and I went over to one of their bags. Can I use one of these things here that you hit the ball with? And you go right ahead. So I just pulled one out, and I went over there, and I kind of tried to copy the way they stood. And they kind of stand weird. They put their legs apart, and they hold the stick thing like a baseball bat. But then instead of holding it up here like this, they put it down with a, well, it's like an upside down walking stick is what it's like. And they put the handle of the walking stick down by the ball, and that's what they hit the ball with. So I did that thing, and I hauled off, and I smacked that ball, and it went a-sailing, and it got so tiny I almost lost sight of it. And then it dropped down, and it hit the grass and bounced a few times onto that kind of carpet-like area, and it bounced a couple more times and rolled, and it darned if it didn't hit that darn flagpole and fall in the hole. And I was like, great, I hope that hole ain't too deep, or I'm never going to get that ball back. Well, the other two guys that were with us, they were just cracking up, and Duffer, he was just a fuming even worse. And he said, I can't believe you did that. And the other guy said, yeah, and it was with a 3-iron, whatever that means. Whatever he could do with the driver. Well, I don't want no driver. I've been driving myself since I was 16, but these guys were weird. So I just sliced my way through the rough at the side of the tee place, and I got myself out of there. I bogeyed out of there as fast as I could, I tell you. That golf game, it ain't for me. So anyway, if anybody asks you if they want to play golf, you might want to think twice about it. And their tee times are nothing like what they have in England. And I never saw one lynx the whole time we were there. Didn't see even a domestic cat. So I don't know what them guys were talking about, if they were lynx. But anyway, it's a strange game, that golf. They smack that little ball around until they put it in the hole. And then they pull it back out and they smack it around some more until they put it in another hole. Well, why don't they just stay home and play pool? I mean, you smack balls around there and put them in holes too. Same idea, right? Well, Scott, you enjoy your golf. It ain't for me. I'm going back to fishing. All right, y'all. I'll see you later. Hope you have a great weekend. And Cousin Ian, I think he'll be back on Tuesday with that reading he does. What's it called? Tuesdays with the Pilgrim thing. That's what it is, yeah. Anyway, y'all, take care. Good seeing you. And watch out for them golf players. They have weird tee times, and they carry clubs.